Hi, you guys. I promised I would try filming in my new kitchen. So this is our maiden voyage together. My children have not been wanting to go out, and I didn't feel like cooking, but then they always want me to order something. And it seems like a lot of times they want to order chicken. So we are going to try our first cooking video together is going to be frying some chicken. Now, it is Tuesday night. So I did not soak anything overnight. Okay, this has not really been brined, and I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs, so they'll go a little faster than as if they had the bone in them. Now, I know we're all big fans of the skin, but see, look, it's got a lot of fat on it still, so it's going to be delicious. And so what we're going to do here is I have these guys soaking in a mixture of lemon juice and a bunch of different spices and some water, and actually added a couple of eggs just to kind of make the crust a little crustier. That makes sense. And then we're going to cook it in, trusty old skillet, which is what you're supposed to do. And we're going to use self-rising flour because that is from our very first cooking video together. What do we remember? It's the softer summer wheat. It's smaller particles, and then they also add baking powder to it, so it's going to get a little lift to it, a little more stuff. And you know what, too? I'm going to put some frozen green beans in for the dog because he gets a little zested in the winter, so let me do that before I forget. I have a little tiny pot over here boiling, and it kind of keeps him from getting too porky. He's an old man. He's like 9.5. So anyway, so this is what we're going to do. I also have bacon grease, you guys. So we're going to put some bacon grease in this pan. We're not going to use only bacon grease, but we're going to use all the bacon grease I have because you don't want it lying around. And to that, I'm going to add just some regular, this is safflower oil. Now, what do we know about oil? We haven't talked about this really, but you do not want oil that has been extruded by chemical processes. That's like a little bit of the hippie in me, but you really kind of don't. It's possible to extract oil with physical processes. There, so we're gonna get that hot, and we're gonna get that all melted, which I probably should have done before. What else can we talk about? Oh, see, like I put my vegetable and fruit paintings all in one place. This house doesn't have as many walls as my old house, so my paintings are all in weird places. See, I put some of my copper molds up, and my chicken paintings too. The chicken paintings are together for the first time. And one on the bottom is done by an artist from North Carolina. I think he's from North Carolina. Who was famous for painting watercolors of fighting roosters. I'm not going to say the other word. So anyway, so now we have that. And, I've done this brine kind of before with you guys. Because I talked about, I know it's traditional to do buttermilk. But, I don't really do well with dairy. I mean, I know I said I kind of do better now, which I do. But we don't want to tempt fate on a Tuesday. So I'm going to just, since I put the flour in this bigger pan, this bigger thing, it's not really, well, I guess it's a pan, Pyrex dish, because it's narrow and I just don't want it flopping all over the place. And then it gives me a place to put these guys. God, a couple of these are huge. I might even get my poultry shears out and cut. See, that guy is like big. Because when they fillet it, it kind of unfurls. I'll think about that. And one of the tricks here is I usually use a different hand wet and a different hand dry. But I need one hand clean in case of calamity. See that bacon grease is already, I'm flopping it all over the place anyway, even when I said I was using a bigger pan for this. The bacon grease is already starting to melt, so we'll be okay to get this all on camera. And here's the dog. Remember Winston? As we were just talking about, he's all zaftig. So we're just gonna kind of get these all coated. Let's see. And all of that is gonna be what our nice crusty crust is. I always have a mac and cheese in the oven because we might as well go big or go home. And when we're all ready at home, we can go big and be at home. Okay, so how do you know when your oil is hot enough? One of the ways you know your oil is hot enough, we've talked about this before too, is you can stick the end of a wooden spoon or spatula in it, and you can't see that, but if it's really hot enough, the bubbles will start coming up. Now why? Because there's water in wood, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and not washing it in the dishwasher. Do not put your wood in the dishwasher. So it absorbs some water when it's cleaned, and it still had water in it from when it was alive. And that, you know how things splatter when you put them in oil? That's water reacting with the oil. So if, and see, I can already hear it sizzling a little bit, which means that I have flipped some stuff in there by accident. Now, it looks like we're just gonna make it with the amount of flour I put in here. So, we're about ready to go. He is already starting to pop and snack, crackle, and pop. So I'm gonna put that in here. And, you know, I might have to do a couple rounds. And you see, it didn't, I just put it in that oil and it did not immediately fizz up. And that's okay. That just means that it just needs a couple more minutes to get hot enough. And as I said, these thighs, because they're so big, they are not all gonna fit in here. But we're gonna get, I think we'll get 5 in. We'll kind of fold them up like they are when they're wet. And so look, this is why you keep a clean hand, so that I can say goodnight. And listen, usually it takes about 35 minutes to cook fried chicken all the way through. These will probably take more like 15, 20. So I'll flip it after about 7, 8 minutes, maybe, and then turn the heat down a little bit and do them for another 10, okay? And, you know, as before, drain them on paper towels. If you can, put them on like a cookie cooling rack, and then that'll really dry them out a little better. Okay, I have to do this one-handed now. I might have to touch my phone with my chicken finger.